Through the magic alchemy of nature's most awesome sources of energy, Ray Palmer, atomic physicist, becomes the Atom, a power-packed mighty might, whose brilliant mind and great strength serve law and order against crime and injustice. Tiny Titan, scourge of evildoers, the Atom.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today's Sunday night. It's been a long weekend. It's been a great weekend. Some great fellow YouTubers. Some of you may already know that yesterday I was meeting up with the one and only Hippies Collectibles, King Joe, and Cougar Comics. Also met us for lunch. Hippie's in town. His son actually lives up near Buffalo. Cougar Comics lives just outside Buffalo, and King Joe drove 4.5 hours by himself to come and meet not only myself but Hippie and Mike. So me and King Joe have been working on a trade for over a year now, and we've always tried to plan on meeting kind of halfway between where we live in. I live in New York, he's in Pennsylvania. So we tried to meet in half. It wasn't working out, so he decided he's going to drive up. He was going to come with his wife and his daughter, and at like 6:30 in the morning, Joe's wife said, "Would you be mad if I didn't go?" So he drove himself, and he spent a long day. But yeah, so I got not only books that I got from King Joe, I got some books from Tom's son, Tom, and then I took Tom and Joe over to store Dave and Adams, a huge, a lot of sports cards, sports memorabilia. The store we went to would do a lot of the comic books, so they have tons of 50-cent boxes. All their other books, most of their packages are all 50% off. We didn't really have time to really go through those, but I'll get in that later. But yeah, so I got quite a bit to show. I want to get this done really fast. First, I'm going to kind of show you the books that me and Tom I initially went through his videos, his trade videos, and pulled out a bunch. And then he brought his van and brought every long box he had of doubles. He had 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, like 10 long boxes of comic books. He bought figures and toys and all kinds of stuff. And but yeah, so let me just quickly show you what initial trade was, and then what I went to his boxes and pulled out. So yeah, so I got a little box here. Should I make this quick? Just mostly just random, nothing spectacular, but books I needed, books that I wanted. So yeah, X-Men Manowar number 20. Running Comics would be happy, but I picked up X-Men Legacy number 1, so I'll give that a read. He's always been raving about that for a while. Firestorm 35. In the second volume, and then number 99. Number 36. Number 80. Number 22. I think this is a third volume. And then Batman the Outsiders number 7. I like that cover. These are no particular order. Firestorm 37. Blue Devil number 17. Firestorm 41. Blue Devil 18. Firestorm 55. All New Atom 10. All New Atom 24. All-Star Squadron number 7. All-Star Squadron 52 and 50. There's Green Arrow 14. There's 13. Like I said, these are no order whatsoever. Just however they're put in the box, that's how I'm pulling them out. Number 12. And number 1. Sweet cover there. Back to some more Firestorms. Got 32. 97. 34. And 98. Some Justice League here, number 244. This is the New Gods, number 1. I think these kind of continue the story of the original run of New Gods, from what I've heard. Back to Firestorm, 56 and 81. Bunch of Firestorms. Going to fill in my list rather nicely. This is Firestorm 86 and 30. Super Pro number 1. So this, for those of you who don't know, most of you do know by now, I am the commissioner of the YouTube Comic Book Community Fantasy Football League. And so for starting with this past year and now this year, every year on, whoever wins will be receiving a Super Pro number 1. That's guaranteed prize from now on. And then always throw in some other extra goodies. So if you win, you're guaranteed that book. So Joe, if you win, you're getting your book back. Gargoyle, number 3 of 4. Love those covers on that one. I see a lot of people that pick this up and heard it's been a pretty good story, so I figured why not start with number 1. Number 1 of 8, Electra Assassin. Demon, number 4. Number 3. Number 2. This is a 1992 annual. Demon number 1 annual. I had most of these when they first came out, but I traded them all away. So now I definitely want to get them back. 12 issue series number 1 of Squadron Supreme. So I had almost all those. And I traded most of my books when I was a kid for Captain America books. It's another New Gods, number 6. JSA, one of my favorite teams. I love all these characters. Number 1, definitely a run I want to try to put together. Number 2, love that cover. So it's definitely a good start for me. Number 3, number 4, that's a sweet cover. Number 6. I had the complete run that came out after this one. Number 7. Number 8. Oh, this is a really cool cover. Number 12. Skipping ahead to number 38. 39. Who doesn't love some Power Girl? This is gonna be. Oh, I don't like to make long videos, but this one's probably gonna be quite long because I got a lot of shit to show. 49. 58. 66. 67. We got some Dr. Fate here, number 2. Number 3. It's funny because growing up I always considered myself a Marvel guy because Captain America is my favorite, but most of these books you see now are all DC stuff. Number 4. Number 5. You gotta find how many books are in this run here. 17. 19. Nope, sorry. Yeah, 18. So Phantom Stranger, number 19 of Dr. Fate. Number 22. This is a cool cover. Number 23. 24. 26. Another part of the prize will definitely be Super Pro number 4 and number 5. So try to get a nice little run of Super Pros for our prizes. This is just an oddball random thing that was pretty cool to look at. This Rogue Trooper Quality Comics number 4. Something random, something different. It's Rand Thanagar War. This is 4 of 6. Trying to finish that run there. Another one I definitely want to try to get rid of. Tired. Start working on this Power of Shazam run. Shazam? Shazam. You know who it is. Number 3. It's late. It's like 11:30. Power of Shazam. I can't say Shazam. 19. I forgot he threw this in there, which is awesome. So this is the Demon number 1. The original Demon number 1. So that was awesome. We're back to more Dr. Fate number 2. Number 3. DC Comics presents Superman in the Atomic Knights, number 57. Superman and Arion, Lord of Atlantis. DC Comics presents number 75. Another miniseries I want to try to finish. Just a 4-parter. Machine Man, number 1. Number 3. And number 4. Love all these covers. So I'm only missing number 2 for that. And then there's Savage Hawkman, number 2. Challenge, number 1. Sword of the Atom Special. Let's do it this way. Number 1. Number 2. And number 3. So yeah, that's all the books from our initial trade. As I went through all his boxes, pulled out a bunch of more. Alpha Flight number 6. Love that white cover. Hard to find a very good, nice white one. Alpha Flight 18. Issue of Hawkman I needed. Number 16. Back to JSA. Number 87. I believe that's still obviously the last issue. I've seen a lot of people pick this up. That was a pretty good story. I think there's 4 parts of this. I think there's 4. This is that Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown. I get number 4 of that. This is a store near me that has 1 and 2. This is pretty cool to pull out his box. Human Torch number 1. Some more Firestorm number 13. Number 56. Miss Marvel number 9. And it's the first appearance of this Deathbird character. Didn't need that one. Marvel 2-in-1. Number 96. They threw this one in. Star Wars number 6. And I was happy to find these. Love all these series. Love this series. Secret Society of the Supervillains, number 5. And number 4. Oh, this is going to be long. Still more. I probably could have picked a ton of stuff, but I said I didn't want to pull out probably everything and had to get, wanting to collect more, so I just kind of picked the things I knew that I wanted to collect and wanted to buy, so I could have, definitely could have pulled more out, but I'm not greedy. So, get the Thing number 2. Number 4. Trying to make these quick so you can see them. 7. Number 8. Number 9. Yeah, if you remember last year I went to lunch with Hippie in Cougar Comics. We went up to Grand Island, a place called the Comic Book Cafe. It's a great place. Food is phenomenal. They have a lot of statues and stuff all over the place. It's all decorated in all comic book theme. They have a lot of books for sale. A lot of older books, some newer books, toys. Like I said, they have some statues for sale. And so the place is awesome. 13. Number 11. Let's skip those, but 11, 12. Sorry for any glare there. 14. Oh, we're flipped over flop. 15. Number 17. Going backwards one. Number 16. I can't remember how many books were in this series, but obviously now Joe's gave me a big chunk of them. 18. 21. So yeah, so we went to the store, David Adams. 22. Tom had to be back at his son's house for dinner. So I'm like, Joe's trying to hurry up. We're trying to get checked out. 23. Of course, I'm driving Joe's van. 24. Because, you know, I live here. I should know the area. So, where I picked up Tom, 25, is kind of the area I had to go back to drop him off in. 26. So, driving way back, and, you know, I'm driving. I'm thinking, you know, I know I got to he'll drop him off by a Tim Hortons and Tim Hortons and McDonald's. Of course, in West New York, there's everywhere tons of Tim Hortons. I'm driving. I'm like, where the hell is this Tim Hortons? It's like, I know I'm on Transit Road. I'm driving. Where the hell is this place? Well, I was supposed to be on Union Road. I was on the completely wrong road. So, after wasting a bunch of Joe's gas, I finally got Tom back to his daughter's house. So when we got finally, there's his son in his son-in-law's house, and his daughter was actually there. And so we get back, and Tom's son Tom is cool as shit. You know, he's a big guitar player like his dad, and he had some comic books. So of course him and Joe are talking back and forth. They're trading stuff, giving each other toys and figures and stuff for Tom's son's man cave. And so he had a big box of those Spawn comic books that he was trading Joe, and whatever Joe kind of already had, you know, I got the rest of it. So it's pretty nice of Tom's son. Great guy. So I picked up Batman 448, 437, Detective Comics 617, Web of Spider-Man 100. He's a big Spawn and Todd McFarlane fan, so he's got a bunch of Hulks. 388. This is a pretty cool cover. 390, 391, 395. So yeah, we're sitting there, you know, bullshitting and talking about comics and music and all kinds of stuff, and I'm thinking, you know, Joe's got a 4.5 hour drive back, and it's 7:30 going at 8 o'clock now, and it's still almost about an hour drive back to my house. 65, and when we got back to my house, Joe had to go through his computer, make sure that stuff I was giving him he didn't already have. So I knew he was going to have a late night. 67. So we left my house 10 o'clock. Still, this is an awesome cover. Marvel Presents number 68. No, sorry, 69. That's a sweet cover. So he got home like 3 a.m. Left at like 7:30. Got home at 3 a.m. That's a long day. Spawn number 90. All these covers are awesome. Spawn 120. Spawn 133. Yeah. Alright, that's what happens when you're tired. You start hitting buttons. So, I can't remember what I was saying before, but they said Joe got home late. It's a long day from him. Books I got from Tom's son, and I forgot one other thing I got from Tom. God, I'm tired. From Joe, and in King Joe fashion, got my first Treasure Edition. Giant Super Holiday Grab Bag. That's just freaking awesome. And he said Joe brought everything. If Joe had a double of it, he brought it. So I took Joe over to David Adams, and Tom had never been there. Obviously, Joe had never been there, and they're like two kids in a candy store. We hit the 50-cent boxes, and Joe was just pulling books, not even keeping track of how many books he had, how much money he had. So I got a huge stack. Joe's got a huge stack. Tom's got a huge stack. Going up to the counter, they start counting. He didn't have enough money, so I said, okay, now I got to figure out what he wants to buy, given how much money he had. But he still got a huge stack of books. But the books, like I said, we just hit the 50-cent boxes. We didn't even go through any other back issues. So stuff, I just picked up a little stack here. Not a big stack, but this is maybe an eighth of what Joe got. So, like I said, 50-cent books. I'm trying to finish this miniseries. It's from the... Okay, I don't even remember when it started. It's a Michael Turner cover. Sweet. During the whole initiative stuff with the Avengers and whatever, but it's Submariner #1. Number 4. Number 5 or 6. I think this finishes my run. I think. I don't know, it wasn't on my list, but oh well. Immortal Iron Fist. One shot. And Immortal Iron Fist number 17. And I can't remember what it was about this book. I remember reading something about it that I kind of was interested in reading. So it's just a miniseries 1 of 6 from Wildstorm. Team Zero. I can't remember what it was. There's some significance with what I was doing some research about why I wanted this book. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a sweet cover on number 6. I love that cover. Interesting to give that a read. There's another random Hawkman book, Hawkman number 13. And then a while back I picked up a free box of books off Craigslist, and there was this American Way series in there, so it was an 8-part miniseries. I finished that off. Number 1, number 6, number 7, number 8. So I can finally read that. Then picked up the last 3 issues of this I needed. Red Tornado miniseries, number 2, number 3, number 4. And they have tons of 50-cent boxes. I think Joe only went through like half the boxes. There's just tons of stuff. And while Joe was, I thought I had my list or my pile pretty much finalized, but then Joe was still looking, so I flipped through and found this 6-part series of Red Tornado. So I had the first 3 issues of that. There's 1, 2, 3. And then, obviously with the Brubaker Epting Captain America run, I started looking into more of Steve Epting's work, and I found this the Hammer of the God series that he did the artwork for. I think I got 1, 3, and 4. Now I got 2. I think that finishes a series of that. I'm so happy to find these next 3 books for 50 cents. This is the speaking of Brubaker, the original run of Criminal. Issues 1, 2, 3. I believe that ran. The first one was 5 issues. And then What Would a Hobby Without Some Loaded Bit of Jack Kirby. Silver Star number 6. So glad to finally start seeing these. I've never seen them before. Schmo Daddy sent me a few, so now I find number 6. So that's all. Long video. I don't like making long videos, but this one was definitely due for one. Like I said, to thank Joe, thank Mike, thank Tom Cool guy. Just love hanging out with him. Now that Tom's retired, hopefully he'll start coming back more often. So maybe doing these things once a year, maybe. Joe's ready to come back. I know he saw the 50-cent boxes. His eyes lit up, as big as saucers. So he's definitely ready to make a trip back. This time he's the only guy I know who goes shopping and needs a shopping cart for comic books. Yeah, he definitely needs a shopping cart. So that's all. Thanks for watching. For those of you who are already in the Fantasy Football League, most everybody signed up. I know Joe hasn't, because a few new guys are in the league. I sent invites to Tom Ryan, DNA Comics, and Michael Gantner, I think, is the other person, which will give us 12 teams. I think there's 8 in right now. Joe makes 9, Tom Ryan's 10, DNA Comics is 8, and Michael Gantner, I believe, makes 12. So I got to send a couple of notes to those guys once I get their emails. Yeah, Tom sent me his email, so I'll send him a link tomorrow. So that's all, and I will see you next one. Thanks. Bye.